to the kitchen studio. I'm going to take you through a sort of 20 minutes to half hour roughly, intermediate class, an invigorating class really, so we'll build up a little bit of energy, see how you go. The class is designed for someone that's perhaps done a bit of yoga before and with not too much instruction and more doing, okay, if that makes sense. So we're going to start off in a seated position. Legs crossed, just comfortable, sit bones attached to the floor. Sometimes if you're a little bit stiff in the hips and you have trouble sitting cross-legged, you can pop a cushion or a block just underneath you, just to lift you up a bit, and your spine wants to be vertical. Okay, so if you just take hands onto knees, and we'll start off just regulating your breath a little bit, drawing the ear over shoulder to one direction, nasal in-breath, ujjayi breath, deep exhalation as you sigh out, and just let your head go nice and loose. Try and breathe away any tension on your out breath in the upper body, especially shoulders, facial muscles. Perhaps taking hold of the back of the head here, and with your spine tall, just drawing chin to chest. Taking a couple of breaths. On the inhalation, lift it up. We'll take a stretch over to one side so you feel like your ribs are open here and you can get a little bit more length. So you're pushing both sit bones down into the floor, getting the length over. The exhalation takes the length. Inhale, sort of rotate your ribs a little bit, open them all up, stretch it over. Come back through to centre. Get some length in your spine, sit nice and tall so you zip the length up in your spine on an in-breath. Gentle twist to the right. So the breath stays steady, and on your next exhalation, through to centre before you take a twist to the other side. Try and move right through the whole of the mid of the spine, the thoracic spine. Coming back through to centre. Take a push away with the heels of the hands as you breathe in, lift it up to the top. Get some height out of these ribs, let your shoulders just be nice and soft. And finally here, before we start, just bringing the hands back down to the knees. Just be still, be quiet, be silent. Just concentrate on your breathing as you breathe in. Draw some length into the spine. Next breath in, sees the chest lift. So inhale on the lift now. Exhale as you draw some length into the spine. I'll just go sideways to show you that. So the in-breath takes the lift. Get some more length in the lungs in the breath. So you want to use full lung capacity now, breathing in as you lift. Exhale, lengthen. Just have a little walk forwards. Just relax down. Take a couple of breaths down here. Drawing the chin to chest. And when you're ready. Okay, let's move this on a little bit. Coming through to standing position. The legs a little bit of a shake, arms a little bit of a set shake. We're going to get as much movement through all the major muscle groups, major joints as we possibly can. We'll do some strength, some stretch, some balance. Okay, so if you just stand, ooh, my phone ringing, sorry about that. If you just stand feet hip distance apart, take a stretch up, so the hands just draw past the ears, and as you exhale, seated back into chair pose. So I'm going to go sideways on again to show you this. Long spine, biceps connect to the ears, down we go a little bit deeper into your chair. As you exhale, draw down into a nice deep forward bend, but we're going to keep the legs soft, take hold of the elbows. Just loosen things up a little bit here. Your breath stays steady throughout the class. On an in-breath now, into Utkatasana chair pose, so you sink back. So gazing forwards to a still spot, draw these hips back, get a little bit deeper. As you inhale, we'll take a lift up. Bring the hands together, a little bit of a back bend if that feels okay for you. Let these shoulders just slide back. As you exhale, deep forward bend, take hold of the elbows and just hang like a rag doll, let the head go. Inhale, up we come into a chair pose. I'm going to turn to face you again. So we're in chair pose, long spine. Deep breath on the exhalation as you bring hands to heart. Connect heels of the hands, fingertips, push them quite strongly together. And then we're going to take right elbow to the edge of your left knee and open the left side chest. And this left arm can lift. If you want to, the right arm can stay on the knee or draw down to the floor, stacking shoulder over shoulder into a nice deep twist. On the exhalation, back we come to our chair pose. Inhale, take a lift, little bit of a back bend. We've already been here, so muscle memory kicking in, you'll know where we are now. Exhale, soft knees, taking hold of the elbows, draw down, let the head drop. Draw the elbows down to the floor so you feel some length in your shoulders. Inhale, chair pose, sink it back. So let's just take 3 or 4 breaths in this chair pose. You want to feel the heat rising up through your legs. You can see my feet, knees, hips parallel. So the feet are nice and strong into the floor, even pressure of each side of each foot. Hands to heart. A little bit of resistance on the push here. We'll take the twist, connect knee to inside, elbow. Inhale, right hand lifts. Exhale, perhaps that connects to the floor. So you just try and open his right side chest a little bit deeper until you come all the way down. Breathe in into the lift. Good. Let's take a couple of forward bends. Forward bend now with strong legs if you can. Breathe in, top of the breath. This time we'll take a rotation round, so lengthen the ribs on the out breath. In breath brings you back up. Top of the breath, nice deep stretch. As you exhale, down we go. Breathe in, lift. And we'll just come straight back down to the floor. Forward bend. So you're starting to lengthen the legs, draw the palms towards the floor, nose towards knee. Nice deep forward bend. Perhaps draw the toes off the floor a little bit and bring the body weight forwards. Just play with that, see how it feels. How are you doing? Bend the knees. Slow lift up. Let the shoulders just rotate. Give it a shake out. Okay, so we're going to move things on. If you just connect down to the floor into a child's pose. So you can push into each fingertip, heels of the hands, lengthen back through the spine. Take a breath. If you want to hold here, just pause the video, put some music on and just hold your child's pose for as long as you want to. It just takes the weight out of your spine, relieves tension in the spine. When you're ready, rolling up to all fours. One cat-cow up and down the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling through these toes. Up we come into a downward facing dog, which you can walk out to start with. Sorry, just going to walk up my mat a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. How are you doing there? We're going to draw one heel down to the floor. So just concentrate on the little bit of length down the back of that leg. The other heel is soft, the other leg is soft. Let the head hang, draw your core muscles into spine. Other leg draws down. Okay, while we're here, let's just float forward. So rolling through a plank position. Draw these shoulders away from your ears. Crown of head nice and long. Pull the belly button up into your spine. See how that feels before you roll back into downward facing dog. And here we're going to lift one leg and stretch it up and away. So you're in a 3-legged dog. You can give a little roll around the foot, and as you exhale through plank position, 3-legged. Inhale, up it comes. Let's try that one more time. Take your time. Exhale, forwards. Shoulders can just come forwards of the hands. Inhale, up you come. And as you exhale now, let's bend the knee, draw it into this left elbow or near side elbow, lift it up. Knee to nose, good, lock some core strength on. Inhale back, knee to other side, draw it back. And now we're going to take our 3-legged dog, bend this knee and let it drop to the other side of your body to open that hip up. Start of your wild thing pose. So we're just going to hang here for a breath so the hip bone opens. Inhale back to your three-legged dog. And as you exhale, draw some strength up. We're going to plant the foot in between your hands and then sink down to the floor. Okay. So you might want to block here if you can't connect to the floor. But what we're after is a really deep lunge here into your right side quads. So have a little play with it. You can draw a circle with your hips. Always nice to get things on the move. Or you can just hold it still and concentrate on your breath. As you inhale, let's draw these hips back, crown of head forwards, to a little bit of a stretch down this hamstring, back of the leg, and that will feed into the hips, into the spine here. Deep, deep lunge. Exhale. So you've got length here now in your hip flexors. You can lift to the knee. I'm going to bring the hands in a cactus position. So you squeeze them back. Open the chest, and then if you can, squeeze the shoulders together a little bit more, and we're going to come up into standing. Two ways you can do that. Obviously you can just use your hands to kick this back knee up, or if you feel okay with your balance, up you come. Squeeze into your cactus pose through these shoulders. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale, and strengthen this back leg. Push the knee so it's nice and strong. Push the heel away and then float forwards. Load the weight into your front legs. Watch your balance here. Inhale on the lift. Squeeze it up and away. Let's take one more round. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Cactus arms. Squeeze the chest open. And when you're ready, a rotation into warrior two. If you do yoga regularly, you know all the cue points for this. Knee over ankle, back heel just kicked in at a slight angle. Tuck the base of the spine under, shoulders nice and soft. Let's take a lift up, inhale, exhale. Gazing through this extended arm. Let's take one more. Sink into your warrior two. Be still, 2 or 3 breaths. Try to keep these arms shoulder height. Core strength locked on. Next time you take an in-breath, we'll reverse the pose up. Open the ribs here. Lengthen the pose over. Open the ribs. And then we're going to come through, back to your warrior two. You might want to take a stretch up first. And now sink into your warrior two. Going to bring the hands together behind the back. Connect the hands together. Draw them down so that the chest lifts. And then legs in position, drawing into your core muscles, loading the weight forwards, connecting the shoulder into the inside of the knee, head drops, humble warrior. You've loaded the weight into your lead leg, quite nice and strong. And release. How are you feeling? Knees follow toes. Inhale, exhale. Let's rock into these hips for 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back through to center. And we're going to walk either side of your lead foot. We're changing sides, obviously. Dropping into a good, strong downward facing dog. Let your spine be long. Let's roll through a plank position. Good. Draw these shoulders away. Have a little play with your plank. Draw the belly button up. Remember, you're lifting your core, not your bum. Don't want to do that. It's your core lifted. Inhale. Draw it up here. So now we're going to lift the other leg. Roll around the foot a little bit and let's do a 3-legged plank. See how that feels. You can always bring this knee to the floor on the supporting leg if you need to. Inhale, up we go. Good, nice and strong. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. Okay, now we're going to draw this knee to elbow, so a bit of core strength. Draw it up, lift, inhale back. Through to nose. Change in direction to the other elbow. And then bend the knee. Open this hip, so you look under the opposite arm and you just see the foot dangling there. The hips are open to that one side. Just let it hang as far as you can without actually falling over. Lovely deep hip opener on the hip bone there. Inhale, lift this leg back, gather up some strength, and on an out breath, send it forwards. Whew, we're here again. Exhale, lengthen forwards. Deep, deep lunge. Deep, deep, deep lunge into these quads. And this foot, as usual, just make sure it's parallel. Good practice to get into. Parallel to the edge of your mat. As you inhale, take a step back with these hips. Crown of head comes forwards and away. Exhale, forwards we go. So you might want to just shuffle this foot in a little bit deeper to get a deep, deep low lunge. Just let the pelvis soften downwards. See how it feels. Take a couple of breaths. And we're eventually going to lift this back leg. So lift the knee, push the heel away, lift the arms into a cactus position. So that can lift, or you can come up into the cactus before you do the lift, whichever feels good. And now just take your time to breathe out, sink into these hips, strengthen the back leg, take your gaze to a still spot, and just sink it down a little bit. Exhale, draw these hands back, find some balance. Inhale, cactus, open the chest, draw the shoulder blades, get a good lift in the front of the body. Exhale down. So all the weight loaded now into this lead leg. Here we go, one more time. Cactus, sink into the pose that you found. 3 deep breaths. Just some strength again. Push this back leg away while the body sinks. And when you're ready, let's take a warrior 2. Shuffle into it, take your time. Knee over ankle. Strong arms, strong fingertips. You imagine somebody's pulling you each side from the fingertips. And then let the pelvis sink. This is a strong pose. Keep it strong. Don't sort of fall into it. Make it work. As you inhale, open the chest. A little bit of lift. As you exhale, we'll take it over. Again, open the ribs. And just feel the lift you've got there. When you're ready, back to center. Sink into your warrior 2. Sorry, I might have called it warrior 1. Warrior 2. 3 warriors. Next week we'll go through a warrior flow. Inhale, just lift. Exhale, in we go. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale, keep it strong, keep core muscles locked on, keep your breath steady. Facial muscles and upper body soft. One more time. Inhale on the lift. Lovely deep drop through the pelvis, through the back of the leg. You might need to move this front foot forwards just a touch. Inhale, chest opens. There. Really sort of pull up into the sternum and draw these shoulder blades down. And then we're going to drop shoulder just inside this knee as the arms lift for humble warrior. 3 deep breaths. So back through your warrior 2. Well done. Okay, we're going to take the weight out of this leg now. Just by rolling the toes very slightly inwards. Becoming horizontal through the crown of the head, little bit of length. Bringing the hands to the floor underneath your shoulders and then taking the legs a little bit wider. Okay, lock the strength on in your mid-body. Again, I'll show you side on. So you want to be horizontal here to the floor. And without rolling the spine, keep it strong, straight up. Inhale. Exhale. Horizontal. Inhale. To vertical, legs nice and strong. Let's do 3 rounds. Exhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale into horizontal. Inhale into vertical. We're going to take 1 more round. Exhale down. Lengthen. Beautiful, well done folks. And then just soften down to the floor. We're going to finish off on a little bit of a flow, nice and easy, just to get the spine moving. The feet are hip distance apart. We found a downward facing dog. And roll your dog through a plank. Then lengthen the feet, so watch the feet. The knees can touch the floor if you need to, as you lift the chest. Up dog. Pull the strength into the middle of the body for a downward dog. We'll do that 3 or 4 times. Inhale on the lift, knees down if you need to. Just as far as you feel you can cope with, and keep your breath steady. Inhale on the up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do 2 more. You want to feel the movement in the spine, the chest, the ribs. Try working the heels towards the floor on down dog. We've got 1 more. And from here, let's take soft knees, move the hips around. We're going to jump the feet forwards to the hands, or you can walk them. Slowly uncurl. Take a stretch up. And just let these arms relax a little bit. Okay, we're coming down onto the mat now, towards the end of the class. Any of the things we've worked on until now, just do another round or 2 if you want to make the class last a little bit longer. But we're going to finish off on the floor in a boat pose. And boat pose, Navasana, is really good for strengthening the spine, core muscles, upper body. So I might get the wobbles, might have to stop talking, see how it goes. So you draw the belly button in towards your spinal column, heels to the floor, legs hip distance apart, and just take a stretch up. Okay, so this stretch brings you vertical. Just try drawing the shoulders back a little bit. Not the spine, you're not dropping back. You're just drawing these shoulders back, gazing into a still spot. And as you exhale, let the arms come forwards. And okay, let's have a play with this Navasana, your boat pose. So we're going to take hold of the back of the legs and roll yourself back towards the base of your spine, so you come off your sit bones onto the base of spine. Give your feet a little wiggle, let your shoulders just drop away. Focus on the still spot, and then just come forwards until your heels are perhaps 1 inch from the floor. And then you may have a rounded spine, you may be just holding on like this, which is sort of the natural fallback position if you like. Come back to this if you need to. But what we're going to do is pull the belly button in, lift the chest, lift the spine. So your spine is now strong and released from its slump, if you like. So we can release the hands away. And in fact, we're going to scoop this boat out. So if you pull into your belly button, down you come. Inhale, back to your lift. And we'll do that 3 or 4 times. These legs can lift as much as you want to, or they can be soft, or they can even be heels to the floor. Exhale, scoop it out. So you're scooping out the boat. Ooh, wobbly legs. Inhale, lift up. Let's take 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Lovely strong Navasanas. Let's take 1 more. This time we're going to hold the scooped out position. Lengthen the shoulders, lift the thumbs and fingers. Inhale, bring the feet to the floor. Take the soles of the feet together and just let your spine relax. Let the head drop. Dandasana before we come onto the floor and stretch out. So you can bring the legs towards each other. Just draw back in towards your spinal column. Lift the chest. Remember, your feet can stay to the floor as you open the arms. Working quite strong on the adductors and the hips here to hold it all into place. But ideally, if you can just raise the feet off the floor a little bit. So now you've got your strength. Lift the spine. Draw the belly button towards the spinal column. As you breathe in, open the chest. Lift. One breath. As you exhale, relax. Let's do 5. Inhale. Keep it going here. Just bring the heels to the floor if you need to. Let's take 2. Lengthen the legs. Lift. Draw the chest up. One more time. Well done. Hold for 1 complete round of breath. Hold the pose and not your breath. Bring it back in. Draw the soles of the feet together and let yourself just flop forwards. And it'll feel really nice here. Just letting those adductors drop apart. Head nice and long, back of spine nice and long. And we can lift it up to take a nice gentle twist. So tall spine, walk the twist away. And obviously we need to do that on both sides. Coming back through centre, and we'll lie back in towards the mat here. Okay, draw the knees in towards the chest. So if you now squeeze your knees right in towards your armpits and just lengthen up through one leg. So we've got one leg lifted, heel draws to the ceiling, and you can either give a gentle pull on the calf there. Ideally, we're going to slide the hand up through the inside of the leg onto the foot and draw the knee down to chest. Or you could use a strap to do that if you can't reach it with your hand. Like that. Okay. But it's sort of half a happy baby pose. And if you can now, with this extended leg, with the opposite leg, that goes into extension. Get a lovely deep stretch down across the hip flexors. So we'll take 2 or 3 breaths there. You can pull down a little bit with this lifted hand to draw this knee towards the armpit, get some movement into the hips there. And really lengthen down this opposite leg. Change sides when you're ready. So we'll take half a happy baby pose, lifting up, taking hold of this foot. Other leg lengthens out when you're ready. Take your arm out for support if you need to. This is the stretch you're after through the hip flexors here. And sort of into the hip joint here. Draw the knee in towards the armpit. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Both legs together, happy baby pose. So you can either just squeeze the knees in towards the chest, or you can just have a little rock around. Looks funny, but does great things to your hips. And when you're ready, good, bring the knees up to chest. Arms to a T shape. And we'll draw the knees one way as the head drops the other, and just sink into that twist. Take a breath. An in-breath brings you back to centre, and out-breath takes it the other way. Drawing back to centre. Finally, just pull your belly button down towards the floor. Lift your heels up towards the ceiling. Try and draw yourself into an L shape. The arms can be to the back of the mat or out to the side, whichever feels good for you. But if you can think of drawing the toes towards you, pushing the heels up and away, be in as right angle as you can muster. And all the time as you breathe in, drawing the spinal column down to the floor, lifting the heels upwards, tucking the chin to chest. This is called Dandasana, just a basic L shape in yoga. 3 deep breaths. And we can work on this L shape in different planes, different angles, different strengths as we go through the weeks. So if you're pulling your core muscles down, you'll feel a little bit of strength in your spine now. Let's take one more breath. And as you exhale, if you can bring these legs down, drawing the belly button towards the floor through the spine, fantastic. Don't hurt your back. At some point you'll need to bend the knees, bring the feet down to the floor. Draw the hands down by the side into a Savasana, where you can find your Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nostrils. Every out breath sees you get a little bit heavier, a little bit deeper. Just let the body relax and get heavy. Full deep capacity in the lungs. So if you want to hold on to your Savasana, your lovely lie down into the floor, let your body get heavy for as long as you like. I'm going to sign off. Next week we'll take it up a little bit. Okay, so let me know how you get on with this one.